Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. DJ here again. I want to talk today about something that happened in America just a few days ago, excuse me, but is relevant here in the UK. So I'm talking about Starmer answering J.D. Vance, the Deputy President of the United States, and Donald Trump, the President of the United States, when he said that when they were questioned about England is losing, Europe's losing, UK's losing its freedom of speech, that it's being stopped and curtailed. And Starmer answered that Britain had got a long-standing history of free speech and it would remain a long-standing convention. He was lying. He was not telling the truth, was he? So what we're being told that in the UK, our freedom of speech and expression is not being taken away by the government or the laws they enact. This is plainly incorrect. As we see, an elderly lady, Rose Doherty, in Glasgow this was, taken away in handcuffs by police officers for standing alone, holding an innocuous sign on a white card with a black lettering with the words written on it. Now let me quote this correctly: coercion is a crime. Here to talk, but only if you want. How was that a criminal offence? To offer to speak to people if they wanted to. She didn't contact anyone. She didn't approach anyone. She didn't shout at anyone. She silently stood there with a sign offering a talk to anyone who was being coerced, and only if they wanted to. She was 74 years of age, Rose Doherty was, and was arrested outside the Queen Elizabeth University Hospital while holding this sign. I'll repeat it again: coercion is a crime. Here to talk, only if you want. Gillian Mackay, the Green Party member, the political party of the Green Party, is credited with authoring the Safe Access Zone Bill that took effect in September 2024. She told an interviewer that she hopes the arrest sends a message about the activities that aren't acceptable near abortion sites. There we have it. The arrest sends a message about what activities aren't acceptable near an abortion site. What was that about our right to free expression is not going away, that Starmer said? Rose was not speaking. She was just standing alone, saying nothing, just allowing her sign to tell anyone who was interested in hearing a word of encouragement. She was there to offer a friendly chat. For that, she was arrested, put in handcuffs, 74 years of age, and led away into a police transportation to be taken to a police station and quizzed and charged. A government spokesman or persons tells us in traditional media our freedoms to speak, to express ourselves in a different option to the one the government is propagating has not been taken from us. Pull the other one. The law Gillian Mackay wrote bans influencing the decision of another person to access, provide or facilitate the provision of abortion services at a protected premises within 200 metres in Scotland of such a facility, 150 metres in England. What a breach of a freedom to discuss a major issue of life and death, or a life deliberately undertaken, is not allowed under law. And why? Because Gillian Mackay, the author of the bill, states, I hope that the action the police have taken has given people who would be going to hospitals and appointments the reassurance that any breaches of these zones is going to be taken seriously, and that their comfort and their privacy is going to these appointments is really important. Let's review that placard again that Rose Doherty held. Coercion is a crime. I'm here to talk, but only if you want. How is that harassment? How is that a breach of the zones? How is that affecting anybody's comfort and anybody's privacy? I don't know. Do you? Can anyone see anything in the sentence that would impinge on someone's confidence privacy? Now, I want to quote Lois Matachi Miller. She's a senior legal communications officer in the Alliance Defending Freedom International. That's ADF. I'm a member, so I'll be honest, I'll be upfront. I'm a member of this body. And she said it's clear that Rose was not breaking the law. Now, she's a senior legal communications officer, this Miss Liz Miller is, and she's stating it's clear that Rose was not breaking the law. She was not influencing anyone, but rather standing peacefully, inviting conversation, should anyone wish to engage. Otherwise, alongside many other Scots, I am appalled to see her handcuffed and arrested, and was disappointed that the members of the Scottish Parliament did not speak against this as a clear injustice. Gillian Mackay, the author of the bill, said in the interview, when asked about the law, asking if a person holding a sign on the pavement ought to... Gillian Mackay said in an interview when asked about the law, asking if one person holding a sign on the pavement ought to be illegal, she said, Gillian Mackay, the sign is not the thing that got her arrested. I'm sure because we don't have a prescription list of behaviours within the Act. No, you don't. The thing is, it's so broadly written, it's up to the police to pick someone up and arrest them because someone said, oh, that offended me. Oh, that's upsetting. Now, how can it be upsetting? Here to talk if you want. But anyhow, I'll carry on. Mackay responded, so it requires someone to complain about them, which I'm sure someone did in the case last week when Miss 74 Miss Rose Doherty was arrested, and to find them intimidating and harassing. So again, how was here to speak if you want being intimidating or harassing? Which is why we've made it clear to patients and staff what is and isn't okay, and that it's okay to report things that they don't find okay within the zones. It's an open invitation for troublemakers, left-wing idiots, to complain about someone, in this case a 74-year-old woman, offering to help if you want. So if what Mrs. Mackay is saying in an interview is correct, someone anonymous made a complaint to the police that the sign coercion is a crime, here to talk, only if you want to, is intimidating and harassing. And the police took the complaint seriously enough after interviewing Rose Doherty on the spot and finding her not intimidating, not harassing in demeanour, still put her in handcuffs and led her away to the police station to be officially charged with a crime. This bill is called the Abortion Services Safe Access Zones, and it's passed by the Scottish Parliament in June 2024 by a vote of 118 for, 1 against, and it took effect on the 24th of September 24. The Scottish Government lists on its webpage several activities that might violate the law, including silent vigils, handing out leaflets, religious preaching, approaching someone to try and persuade them not to access abortion services. Let's have a look at that again. The Scottish Government's list includes silent vigils, so standing still, not saying a word, violates the law. Handing out leaflets violates the law. Religious preaching violates the law. Since when has religious preaching been against the law? Well, since September the 24th of last year, according to the government. So how can Starmer be saying in the USA to President Trump and Vice President Vance, we're free speech has not been taken away? that it's not under warfare? Of course it is. It's a total lie to say it hasn't been taken away. There's the proof in this just one case. Do you know, the police are told now not to arrest shoplifters if what they're stealing is less than £250. But they'll arrest a 74-year-old for holding a sign, "Help wanted if you want it." This is blatant two-tier justice, two-tier policing, and how do we stop it? In America, what they've done is they voted in Trump and Vance and all the other Republicans that said and stood on a policy of, we're going back from woke, we're going back from political correctness, we're going to go back to common sense decisions. So the vote box is waiting, and to speak up, to not just accept these drastic laws, but to speak up and say, we don't want them, we don't like them, we resist them, and I'm going to stand and I'm going to talk and I'm going to speak and I'm going to write. And I'm talking right now and I'm writing right now in several blogs, in several channels. And if I get arrested, then I will stand up in court and say my piece there as well. Because if we don't speak up, if we don't stand up for the truth, if we don't stand up for the right for free speech, for the right to think, the right to speak, the right to type, to write out, then we're going to lose it. It's like a muscle, and you've heard this saying before. A muscle, if you don't use it, you lose it. And if you don't use your right to speak, the right to think, and the right to write, you're going to lose it. And we're already on that way. So I'm not going to say any more. I'd love to hear your comments on this. Some of you will agree, some of you won't. I'd like to hear your comments. I need your subscriptions. So it doesn't cost you a penny, doesn't cost you a cent, doesn't even cost you a rupee. It's totally free to subscribe to my channel. So please do so. It enables me to continue. And if you like receiving these short and concise, brief notices, then press the like button as well. But what I'm going to say now is be safe, be good, and see you on the next one. Bye.